What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's the first video of 2023. I tried to get one more video out last month before the year was out, but I just couldn't do it. It's too busy. So this is still kind of a little bit of a different video. It's still going to be a review video, but it's going to also be a discussion video. So for the last about the last month, honestly, for the last 10 years, this argument's been going on, or longer. But for the last month, there's been a lot of videos from mechanics. I used to be a mechanic. Well, I used to be a dealership mechanic, career mechanic, I guess. Stopped doing that in 2014 or something like that. I still do it here at my house. Not as much as I used to. But the last month, there's been lots of videos out, lots of debate, lots of argument about tools. What do you buy? Guys just getting into being a dealership mechanic or working at an independent shop, which I've worked at both. I saw a video a couple weeks ago from a guy I had never seen his channel. But after like 3 videos, I realized this guy's a Snap-On fanboy. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. You want to be a Snap-On fanboy, a Matco fanboy, Milwaukee fanboy, whatever you want, whatever your vice is, it is what it is. But these fanboys, they get obsessed with one brand and say, if you're not buying Snap-On, you're not a real mechanic. You're not buying this, you're not a real mechanic. Blah 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 blah. So he had a video, something about Snap-On, and the typical video, you got to have Snap-On tools, you're not a real mechanic. And I commented, look, man, tools are tools. At the end of the day, if you love tools and you want to buy them just to buy them, go for it. It doesn't seem like he has any kids or anything like that. It seems like it's just him and maybe a wife. I have 4 kids. When I was a mechanic, I had 1 and then 2, and then now I have 4. So, a lot of us don't have disposable income. We can't put $100 a week on the tool truck. And that's another debate. How much do you pay to your tool guy? If you're paying $25 a week, in my opinion, you don't have any business being on a tool truck. Because you're going to go into debt. You're going to be paying on that forever. You should be paying $100 a week, plain and simple. Unless you want to be in debt forever. So, I said, tools are tools. Of course, this stirred up all kinds of arguments and this and that. Some guys agreeing with me, some guys disagreeing with me. Tools are tools. They're going to make you money. Are there cheap tools that are going to break? Yes. Everybody has tools that'll break. Excuse me. Snap-On has tools that'll break. Mago has tools that breaks. Everybody has a tool. There is no perfect tool truck, tool company. Everyone makes something that sucks, that breaks, it's garbage. Everybody, famously Harbor Freight probably. Their stuff is getting better. Of course, and then there was another video maybe 2 weeks later from another guy that I've been following for years. I respect him. And he stirred up this, this conversation because he wanted to. Our tool trucks dead. Will we still have them in 10 years? The last 10 or 15 years, lots of companies have been stepping it up. Gear Wrench and Vim Tools and Alsatools and Harbor Freight, with Icon. Everybody's stepping up their game. Who knows what'll happen to the tool trucks? I think the independent tool trucks have a better shot of surviving because they sell everything. They sell Gear Wrench and they sell Milwaukee. They sell it all. So, but I put almost the identical comment on his video. I said, look, tools are tools, And he's another lover of tools. He buys them just to buy them, and that's fine. If you can't do that, then you can't do that. So where does that leave you if you can't do that? You got kids, you have a family. You can't put out $100 a week on tools. Tool truck, rather. So when I got into the business, I started buying tools early. That's my opinion to anybody who's young. you know, if you have any kind of passion for working on cars, like I did, I was 15 when I started buying tools, and I started buying Craftsman, and that's when Craftsman was made in the USA. This was probably 20, almost 25 years ago. Most of the Craftsman, all the hand tools were still made in the USA. And I started buying a lot of those tools. In all 4 years of high school, I was buying tools because I was really getting into working on cars. Most of these tools here are those tools. So you tell me, is Craftsman garbage when these are 25-year-old sockets right here? Okay, Craftsman. Okay, made in the USA. These are 25 years old. They are still here. I've never broken any one of these sockets ever. And I do not baby my tools, okay? I am hard on tools. If I'm trying to get something off, if I have to break it to get it off, I will, okay? I am not easy on anything. If you've seen any of my other videos, on boots, on clothing, on anything, I am hard on everything. I even have a damaged tool here. See, that's twisted. I haven't even replaced it. I mean, it's not a great. I think it's a Husky. Yeah, it's a Husky. It's not the best. I was trying to get some head bolts off actually. So I had to actually buy a good one, but I'll get to that in a second. So when I started out, I had probably 75% of what was in here I've already owned forever. So when I started out, I was a Toyota mechanic. And my first time ever going on a tool truck was Matco. I do not buy Snap-On. I do own one thing that is Snap-On. It's a Blue Point actually. And I'll get to that in a second. But I do not buy Snap-On because I've had bad experiences with Snap-On. Every dealer that I've gotten on their truck, they all have an attitude, so I just leave. So I've never owned any Snap-On. I never will. That's just me. So when I started out Toyota, the service manager there was he was terrible, absolutely terrible. He was basically would tell you right to your face, if you didn't buy Snap-On, you weren't a real mechanic. He's one of those guys. He would always say, "Oh, I could have been a mechanic, but I decided to be a manager instead." He's full of crap. He was a POS, and I hated that guy. And I actually worked for him for almost 5 years, and hated every day of it. I liked what I did, but putting up with him every day, and he would talk down to techs, and it was terrible. Terrible. He ended up getting fired, but I actually ended up leaving before that. So when I started out, he says, well, every service manager is going to ask if you have tools, well, do you have tools to start out with? I said, yeah. And when I first started there, I was on the lube rack because that's all that was available. After a month, they bumped me up to a tech, and I started, doing lots of stuff, timing belts, water pumps, so on and so forth, all the stuff mechanics do. This is pretty much, I have other boxes. I've kind of dwindled everything down to just kind of what I needed for here at home. But I do have some other boxes full of tools that I'm just storing because I just found I just don't really use them. So they're just kind of being stored away at the moment. And this is just a Harbor Freight cart. It's been sitting in this spot for probably almost 5 years. Every once in a while I move it. I've moved it maybe 5 times. I'll take it down to the street in front of my house if I have a big job, so I don't have to run back and forth. But I got this cart, I think it was like $125 or something is what I paid for this. It had a big sale. I wish it was the 5-drawer. Back then they did not have the 5-drawer when I bought this. This is a 4-drawer. I'll move the camera around, kind of show you things here and there, just so I can show you. This is the 4-drawer. Yeah, the 5-drawer didn't exist yet, and I kind of wish I had the 5-drawer, honestly. I've been thinking about getting rid of this one because I am running out of space. Um, or I might get a chest. There's a chest that I'm interested in that Harbor Freight has, but it's just sitting here. I mean, if you imagine paying $6,000 for a Snap-on box or a Matco or whatever that just sits here, it just holds tools, guys. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not a real mechanic because you don't have a $20,000 Snap-on box. I'm kind of getting sick of those videos. I just saw one the other day, it popped up in my YouTube suggestions. This guy has a stupid $30,000 box. Like, who cares? You know, honestly, who cares? Those guys, I mean, are they mechanic? He says he's a mechanic, okay? You know, but it seems like he's more of a tool collector. Um, I want a side note here. I told a friend of mine, I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, look, when we were at the dealership, you know, we have those little rolling carts, like usually 2 shelves. Some guys use like one of those plastic Rubbermaid ones, and you kind of use that. So if you're going to the back of the vehicle, you don't have to walk back and forth. You know what tools you need. You put them on that cart, you take it. So I told a buddy of mine, I said, he was buying all these tools. I said, do you really even need all those tools? You know? And I said, look, this is what we're going to do. I said, each morning we're going to take out, as the day goes, we grab a tool, put it on that cart. Okay? You're using that tool, put it on the cart. Throughout the day, every time you pull out a tool, you put it on the cart. And then do that every day for 5 days. And at the end of the week, look at that cart. Whatever is on that cart, that is all you're going to, pretty much all you're going to use. Excuse me. 1 second. Okay, sorry. So whatever's on that cart is pretty much what you're going to use. I mean, especially as a dealership mechanic, you use the same tools like every single day. All day, every day, use the same tools, especially at Toyota. I was there 5 years at one Toyota dealership and like 2 or 3 at another. And it was the same tools. It was very rare that I had to go grab some other tool. I mean, it was every day the same tool. So you see this little bit here. Now, I mentioned this in a comment on YouTube, and some people tore me up about it, whatever. I said, you know, with these tools right here, you know, I was making maybe $60,000 a year. And a lot of people say, oh, $60,000 a year, you weren't making anything. Well, that's what they pay in my area. Sorry, you know. There's just not a lot of work, and they just don't pay. So why I don't do it anymore. One of the many reasons why I don't do it anymore. But, you know, I mean, just think about it. $60,000 a year average for 7 years. And all of these tools I owned, except these back here. These are Matco, the deep impacts. I probably spent over 7 years, maybe $1,000 to $2,000 on a tool truck. That is it. That shocks people. Okay, that absolutely shocks people. It is true, because I did not want to get into debt on the tool truck. I saw a buddy of mine do it. He walked on there literally and spent 15 grand in one day. He came off with a receipt for 15 grand. Had a toolbox, he started out with very little, but he was buying all this stuff. I'm like, dude, do you even need any of that? You don't even know what you need, you know? He's just buying stuff to buy stuff. And he's not even a mechanic anymore. And he was stuck with that 15 grand bill for years after he left being a mechanic that he still had to pay. So this was what, like 80% of what I was using every single day at Toyota. And I would get so much crap from the service manager every day asking, oh, when are you going to buy some real tools? It's like, dude, at the time I was doing more work than most of the guys in the shop with this here, with the guy next to me that has 20 grand in Snap-on tools. This is what I was using every single day. Okay? So you tell me, you know. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. So You don't need to go into debt. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get out here. You don't need to go into debt to make money. Okay, just imagine making 60 grand a year, whatever. Maybe they're paying you 80, maybe they're paying you less than that. But you own all your tools free and clear. You don't have a tool truck bill. I had so much Craftsman that I own. I have more over here. All this Craftsman I've owned at that point, I probably had 10 years that I owned. So there's no tool truck bill. It's money in my pocket, okay? Probably the biggest mistake is these impacts back here. I bought these from Matco. I have currently five Matco trucks in my area. Most people don't even have one. I hear that a lot. So I do know a guy. He's sort of a friend of mine. He owns a truck. He does sell to me. A lot of Matco guys do not like selling to guys that don't work at a dealership. Shockingly, even if you go on there with cash, they don't want to sell to you. I don't know why. Don't ask. Some people probably know, but luckily I know this guy. He does sell to me. I do buy things from him occasionally, and I pay for it. You know, I don't have any bill with him. I pay cash, or he charges it to my card. But so I bought these back in 2010 probably. These are the Matco Deep impact sockets. Part number CDP16M6A in metric. These are $400. They still sell these on the truck today, the exact same ones. I think he got them for $375. I paid probably something close to that, $375, $400. Okay, 2010. Then I realized, well, man, I need some shallows. Well, I wasn't going to pay, I think the shallows were only $100 less. I'm not going to pay another $300 for shallows. So I went to Harbor Freight and I got these. These are both the same age, okay? Both 2010. I've beat the crap out of these. These are the Harbor Freight. Sorry, let me see the Pittsburgh. I don't know if you can see that. It says right there, Pittsburgh, if you can see it. They don't even have a part number. Chrome Vanadium. Chrome, CR. Whatever it is. But yeah, these are the same age. Okay, the same age as the Matco. If you're a Toyota guy, you work at Toyota, look how shiny this socket is. Toyota guys will know exactly why. It's a 21 millimeter. It's the most common socket for Toyota for their lug nuts. It's the most used socket in your whole set. You know, like here's a 13 that's probably never been used. It's still brand new. Still has the gold on it. You know, but I mean, take the 21, and this is probably the most used one out of here I use. There's another 21. Okay, these are both I've both used. Both the same age. Okay, these are probably $20, I think, when I bought them. 420. Yeah. Kind of makes me wish I would have just bought these in deep and not paid $400 for them. So, oh shoot, sorry. So, you know, the proof is in the pudding. I'm not here to BS you. This is all 100% truthful. I'm telling you the truth. Okay. Same thing with these. Most of these, I think all of these are Craftsman, yeah. These are also Craftsman shallow. Camera will focus. Oh, the camera. You can kind of see Craftsman. USA made. Of course, now they're starting to make their stuff in the USA again. In what, Texas, I believe. They're starting to manufacture all their hand tools again, which is great. These are even older than, well, yeah, these are probably 25 years old too. Close, maybe 20. All USA made. Okay, so then here, these are awesome. I love these things. I don't care what anybody says. These things are awesome. Check these out. If you want some tools, you're a dealership mechanic. Let's focus. Oh, it doesn't want to focus. Why? I'm sorry. The camera does not want to cooperate here. But these are Husky Pro. Kind of see it. Yeah, the Husky Pro. I don't even know if they make these anymore. But these are really old too. They might not even make these anymore. These are probably also about 20 years old. I have a whole set of them. I have a metric and standard. Of course, you don't really use standard these days anymore. But I have a whole set of those. I also have the ratchet that goes with it. I love this ratchet, man. Look how old this ratchet is. This ratchet's been through hell. I don't know what the teeth is on it. It might be, I don't know if it's a 90. It might be a 90. I don't know. It's the Husky Pro. The camera's not cooperating. It doesn't want to focus today. There it goes. Husky Pro 22. Is that a 2? 22800P. So I don't even know if they make these anymore. There it goes. I don't know if they make these anymore. I don't even know what tooth this is. Sounds pretty fine. Might be a 90 tooth. It's like 20 years old. Probably 15, maybe 15. I love this ratchet. I've never even serviced this ratchet. I had pipes on this. Everything. Never serviced it. Here's the 1/4 inch in the same. Husky Pro. It's another one I love. It's a great ratchet. I don't care what anybody says. Snap-on, Matco, whatever. You want to pay $300 for a ratchet? Go for it. You know, I'm not going to knock anybody for wanting to. You know, do what you want to do. The stupid camera doesn't want to cooperate. But it's Husky Pro 20800P. I don't know if that's a, maybe that's not a part number. Maybe it's the part number for the set. I don't know. I've never actually looked at the numbers on it. Sorry, the camera. There it goes. Yeah. So it has the same number as the 3/8. And I mean, these things are beat up. I've never serviced them. I've never broken them. And again, I don't go easy on my tools. I've put pipes on these. Every stupid thing that we do as mechanics, I've done it. So, I mean, just right here, you could go work at a dealership with just this right here. I mean, most of what you do is just sockets and socket wrenches. You know, unless you're going to get into some more crazy specialty stuff. I mean, you don't really need much, you know. So you want all different kinds of extensions. This is another Craftsman 1/4 inch. Sorry about the camera. It just does not want to work today. There's also a Craftsman 1/4 inch, made in the USA. And then, you know, some little adapters. Go 1/4 inch to 3/8. You want some little adapters like this. This is actually a Harbor Freight one that I've had forever. Beat it up, still going. This is all the, you know, all the 1/4 inches here. These are also Craftsman. All my sockets pretty much Craftsman, and the Huskies, and the occasional Matco. Also USA made Craftsman 1/4 inch. I believe this is a Mac. Is this a Mac? Yeah. Oh no, I lied. Somebody gave this to me. No, I think I got this at a yard sale. This is a Snap-on, but I bought it at a yard sale. You know, because I won't buy it off the truck. Little 1/4 inch. This has been okay, I guess. Little swivel adapter. I forgot about that one. And I think this is I don't even know what this is. I think I picked this up at the same yard sale, just a 1/4 inch swivel. Doesn't even have a brand name on it. And then 3/8 swivel back here. I bought these recently. Where's the box? I think I have the box somewhere. Okay, it's up here. This was kind of the biggest. I don't know what's going on with Alsatools. I was trying to get into Alsatools, but I don't know what their deal is, because I've several times I've ordered stuff from them. Okay, so I got these hex sockets, which are right down here. Okay, they came in this case, and when you buy from them, like I bought from their website, but it's like, I don't know, it's weird. Like they ship it from Amazon. They don't have their own warehouse, I guess. I don't know. Because this thing got delivered by Amazon, even though I ordered it on alsatools.com. Something, I don't know if it's something shady with this company, okay? But I bought these. It's the whole set. Okay, it's these ones here, these tall ones back here, and these short ones. Okay, so they show up, and this is what it says on them. It says chrome vanadium. You can see that. 12 millimeter. That's it. It doesn't even say Alsatools on it. And these things look so cheap. I was so angry. They actually gave me a refund. I'll tell you right now, they gave me a refund on this. I got them on sale, and I messaged them. I took a picture and I said, "What are you guys trying to pull here? Like, these look like cheap Walmart sockets." I mean, I have them. They gave me for free, so I'm just gonna keep them and use them. But I mean, they look so cheap. Don't these remind you of like something you buy at Walmart? Just this cheap crap. It doesn't even say Ulsa on it, so I don't even know if they are Ulsa. They were in this case. So did somebody pull a bait and switch on me? I don't know. All of them are like that. Here's another one. Chrome vanadium. 10 millimeter. Doesn't say Alsatools anywhere. Okay. This is the case they came in. Okay. Right there. It's the whole set. So I don't know what Alsatools is trying to pull. I don't know. They have some of their videos are just strange to me. I see their videos online. Something just doesn't seem right to me. I have this up here. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera. Okay, so I have this right here. I actually like this thing. It's this wrench holder. It's pretty cool. It's magnetic. Okay. I actually think I might get another one. It's the only thing that they didn't kind of scam me on. But it holds what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wrenches. I got some out being used. These here were, does anybody know? Are these AutoZone, I believe? These power built. These things are a beast. Again, these would probably, you want to put these up against Snap-on, go for it. These power built, they were like on clearance or something. I was like, why not? Why not? Ratcheting wrenches like this are invaluable. Of course, these are standard. I think these are all, yeah, these are all power built. All of these. I got them in metric and standard. I think they're AutoZone. Somebody can correct me. Maybe O'Reilly. I don't remember. But you're going to pay $300 for a set of these on Snap-on or Matco. These are old, guys, okay? I've had these forever. These are also probably close to 20. I have very few new tools in here. I mean, these are new. I just bought these from that Matco guy. But, I mean, just listen to that. For being like 20 years old or whatever they are, they're real fine. You can see they're just beat up. I mean, I use them. I got this magnetic strip from Harbor Freight. So the back of it is not magnetic. So if you get one of these, you have to buy 2 of them and put them together, and then you can stick it on here. Because the back side, it's not magnetized on the back. So I had to buy a second one. I thought it was. So I bought one. And then I realized it wasn't, so I bought a second one. I used these bolts here. I bolted them together on each side. And then you can use it as a wrench organizer. So, pro tip there. These are new. I just bought these. I bought the same set from the Matco truck. The other set is I keep in my car. I have a tool, car box. I have the exact same set with the older style handle. where it has this gray covers like the whole area, all the way around. But I just bought this set because I wanted a set for my car, and the other set's kind of getting worn down. I had to warranty 2 of them because they got worn out. So this is one of the newest things that I bought. These are great. Even Snap-on guys love these. I mean, there's the part number. I'm assuming this is O for orange or whatever. Of course, these are not cheap. These vary. I think the very first set I bought, it's 5-piece, $120 or something, I think is what I paid for the first set that I ever bought. I've rarely used these yet. I haven't even had them that long. They're brand new. So the original set, I don't know how much the original set I paid like $120. These I got a deal. I won't say because every Maco guy's different. People get all butthurt. He did give me a deal on those, so because I bought lots of things from him and I paid cash. So this is one of I know guys hate these. We're gonna have a little debate here. Everybody hates. Well, I won't say everybody hates these, but a lot of professional guys hate these ratchets. Okay, this is a great ratchet. If you know, you know. It's the 90 tooth gear wrench. Of course, I've beat the crap out of it. Comfort grip handle. You can get these at Home Depot. I got this for like $30. Okay, the Husky gear wrench. Almost the same. They're probably the same. So, but I love this ratchet. I don't care what anybody says. There's people out there who hate it. They say it's the same as the Icon. There's a whole debate about that online. Whatever. I don't care. It's a great ratchet. I have lots of Craftsman ones too. Again, USA made. This thing is clunky, I'll tell you. This thing is clunky. This is the 25-year-old. This thing's probably 50 tooth or something. I don't even know what it is. It is clunky, but it's a beast. It's an absolute beast. It's heavy. And you can put a big pipe on that, and you can crank down on this, and it just doesn't want to break. It doesn't want to break. Here's another one. This is another yard sale find. It's a Mac 1/4 inch. It's been a great little ratchet. I think I have another one of these. I have 2 of these actually. And then of course extensions. You need various extensions. Oh, my other one's missing. I have another one that's missing. It must be in my other box. Long ones. Impact extensions. These are Harbor Freight that I've had forever. I did break one of these. Oh no, it wasn't one of these. I have the long one too. It's the Harbor Freight. I broke one of these impact adapters from Harbor Freight. I did break one of these, but you know what? Stuff breaks. I've broken Matco stuff. I mean, stuff breaks. So this is the Pittsburgh. What is that? 1/2 inch. Various adapters, different lengths. This one here I've had forever. It's another Craftsman. You can see that. Sorry, another Craftsman. 1/2 inch to 3/8. This one, I don't know. This is an interesting one. It doesn't say USA made, so I don't know much about it. I don't even remember where I got this. To tell you the truth. So probably one of the best things in this whole box is this right here. Well, I have a story about this. This is the Pittsburgh, breaker bar. Does it say on here? It doesn't even say. Wow, I did not realize that. This is the Pittsburgh though. I have another one just like it. I actually didn't notice it does not say Pittsburgh on it. Wow. That's interesting. I did not know that. This is a Pittsburgh. Well, this is a Harbor Freight. Like, 16 years ago. Okay, so here's the thing about this. Okay, you go on to Matco or you go on to Snap-on. They have ones about this size. They have some really long ones too, like some 5 foot long ones. Um, but both Snap-on and Matco have one roughly this length, maybe a little longer. $200 is what they charge. Okay, I paid $15 for this 16 years ago. Okay, you can still get these today. They're like $20 now, I think. I have another one. I like this one so much. I bought another one. The other one I have has a comfort grip handle. So if you are a mechanic, if you have ever worked on Hondas, you know that Honda torques their crank bolts to like 500 foot, something insane. It's probably not 500 foot-pounds, but it's crazy. I mean, I've even seen impact guns struggle on those Honda crank bolts, okay? That's how tight they are. I can't remember what the spec is on them. It's like 250 or 300, something insane. Somebody knows, okay? I have had this, like I said, for 16 years. I own a Honda myself. I have friends that have Hondas. I've done many, many, many Honda harmonic balancers because they're after like 100,000 miles they come apart. It's pretty common. So I've had this. I was at a buddy's house. I had no access to air compressor or anything. And his harmonic balancer pulley came apart. I went out there. I had this. I had a floor jack. I had just some basic stuff because I figured I didn't need that much stuff. I'm just changing out that pulley and that's it. And like I think it's a 19 is the crank bolt. Maybe it's a 21. So I had this and the floor jack. I have the Pittsburgh floor jack, which I've had forever. If you want to spend $800 on a Snap-on floor jack, go for it. You're insane. I have the Pittsburgh one. I've had it forever. I've beat it up. I paid $100 for it, whatever. I think it was on sale. 75. I took the handle off of that jack and I put it right up to here, okay, on that Honda crank bolt. And me and my buddy were jumping up and down on this thing. You could see this thing bowing in the middle. And it was dark, I remember. And we heard the loudest crack you have ever heard in your life. And I thought, oh man, after 50, at that point, 13 years, whatever, this was a couple years ago, I thought, man, this thing finally broke. And, I took the pipe off of it, and it's still perfectly fine. So do you need a $200 breaker bar? No, you don't. I mean, this thing, you can even see marks on it. Wear marks down in there. It cracked that bolt loose. This thing was, you could literally see this bending. It was insane. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. That crack was so loud, I thought this snapped right in half, right in the middle. The head didn't even, I haven't even touched this bolt here, ever. And this thing is still, it just won't quit. It won't break. I can't break it. I've tried. Even when I was at the dealership, you have a car up on a lift, have this on a crank bolt with a 6-foot pipe, and 3 guys pushing against it, and it breaks that bolt loose, and some guy wants to come over with his $200 Snap-on breaker bar, it's 6 feet long, whatever. I paid $15 for mine, and guess what? I don't have a tool truck bill, so, suck on that. So go to Harbor Freight and get yourself that breaker bar. It'll be the best $20 you've ever spent in your entire life. I'm telling you. This is another one. This is the new, what is this? What is it called? The Quinn? Doesn't even have a name on it either. I just got this at Harbor Freight too. This is the extendable 3/8 breaker bar. This thing's awesome. I just took a bunch of head bolts out with this. So that's what happened to this one, like we were talking about earlier. I was trying to take some head bolts out. Surprisingly, this Ford Focus I was working on has Torx for head bolts. So that thing twisted, this Husky. I didn't expect them to be that great anyway. So I went and bought these, the Tecton. And these things are super hard, man. The steel on these is insane. I got another one. This was the head bolt on the Ford Focus. It's a T55. It's the Tecton SHB 14455. I think it's $20 or $30. I can't remember what I got this one for. Something else. It's a T45. Actually, I think I bought both because originally I don't remember. I don't remember why I bought that one, but that's why this one twisted. So this is a 45. Okay, yeah. So that was the head bolts on the Ford Focus, which was interesting. I'd never seen torque bolts on a Ford Focus. And then you have inverted torques. If you do, what is it, like on Chevys, like a Chevy Sonic or whatever the heck they're called, you have these e-torques. These e-torques on like, I think it's like on their serpentine belt or something. You need those. I can't even remember. I don't know. I thought these were Tecton 2. There's no name on them. I can't remember. But you might need some of those too. These are more adapters, Pittsburgh. Yeah, I believe this is the Quinn, if anybody knows. I think I just bought this. I haven't had it that long. I don't know why they don't put names on anything. But yeah. Harbor Freight. Yeah, this socket broke before this broke, so I had a pipe on this too, I think, because I thought this was going to be enough, and those head bolts were so tight, I think I had a pipe on this before it finally cracked loose. I do have an honorable mention up here. I keep looking at it. This company's no longer in business. It's a shame. Sometimes you can find these on eBay. I've seen them. If anybody knows, they know. It's the Trevis Tools. They're a ratcheting line wrench. This thing is awesome. It's a shame they went out of business. They said that the cost of materials and paying people just got too high. And I was in the process of buying an entire set of these. So I bought this one, and then I was going to go buy the 12 and then the 14. And by that time, they had already gone out of business. Now it's flex head. It's really is a shame. They made them right here in, was it Texas, I think it was? Could be wrong. And they were lifetime warranty. So I guess if I ever see these on eBay or whatever, I'll hopefully get at least the 12 and the 14. They also have them in standard. So that's kind of an honorable mention. You might not be able to find it. You know, this is like your standard line wrench. Another crap. Oh, this is a Napa one. Made in USA. Napa. So, if you guys want to be a dealership mechanic, I mean, this is all, I mean, for sockets, this is all you really need. Honestly, I mean, we can go down in here if you want to look. You know, I don't have anything too crazy in here. These I got from Harbor Freight also 15-ish years ago. Same time I got the breaker bar. These needle nose. You know, they're needle nose. They do what they're supposed to do. They're beat up. I got all three of them. A 90, a 45, and a straight. I think these were like $4 a piece or something. I mean, come on. Sorry. You know, $4 a piece. This is kind of a, you know, I don't have a lot of crazy stuff in here. Just what I use here at my house. I've kind of just thrown some stuff in here. These Ace ones I've had forever. Of course, vice grips. I have tons of vice grips. I probably have like 10 pairs of these. I only keep 2 in here. I've got some in my car. Some in other toolboxes. This is the Comfort Grip one. You can never have too many vice grips. They're just great for everything. Of course, these are the Irwin. There's some other ones out there that are a little better. What are they called? The Mako or whatever they're called. Those are really awesome. These are also Irwin. Just some basic stuff. I mean, this is not... When I was at the dealership, I had other stuff that's not in here. Some stuff I actually sold. I don't have it anymore. I had some other like Matco pliers. I sold a lot of that stuff. These are just some kind of throwaway stuff too. I mean, these are like this is like beater stuff, you know. Beater drawer. These are also, I think all these are USA made Craftsman. These are really old. These might be, I think these were relatives, so these are probably like 30 years old. All of these these are all Craftsman down here. Some cheap Harbor Freight picks. You know, you just beat them up. This thing here is awesome. This is a Matco. This is the Matco A6 DRSE, and the cool thing about this, it's an extension with a handle. So they just took an extension like this, okay, and they just put a handle on it. So this is the 1/4 inch, so you can take your socket, put it on there, put this here. Snap-on has one of these too. You know, break your bolt loose, and you can take this off and run it out or whatever. Lots of guys love these. They've been kind of harder to find. I know somebody was looking for some, like a Snap-on one. I guess Snap-on doesn't make this exact kind anymore. They used to make one just like this. I think they changed it. It's different now. So I could do a whole video on lights, but I have tons of these too. These are the Matco stream lights. Camera. Matco stream lights. I have a bunch of these. I have them like in every car, and I have like 50 lights. I have so many lights, it's ridiculous. So it's good to have a good pocket light like this. You know, you can put it in your pocket. This is battery. Most of the newer ones are rechargeable. I don't like rechargeable. I could do a whole rant about why I don't like rechargeable. I think I've done a rant video on why I don't like rechargeable. But so down here, these are the Icon. These things are awesome. This is their bigger, whatever their bigger set is, 20 to 24 millimeter. These are gear wrench. They don't have the gear wrench name on them. I don't know why, but it's GW gear wrench 145. The ratcheting hose pinch off pliers. You should always have at least 2 of these. You can squeeze off some radiator hoses or whatever. So I have 2. You should always have at least 2. You should also have a good punch set. This is the Matco SPC 6PA punch and chisel set. It's an awesome set. This one came in handy the other day. I actually cut a bolt off with this the other day. I was trying to get a bolt off a catalytic converter, and it was just in a weird spot. I took this and beat it and actually sheared that bolt right off. It was like rusty and everything, cracked it right in half. So, you know, a good punch set. You need, this is what I was talking about for the Honda. This is the holding crankshaft harmonic balancer holding tool. So you put this on there with your ratchet, you know, and then you get your socket in the middle and your breaker bar like I showed you, and this will hold the harmonic balancer pulley for you. If you do a lot of Hondas, you gotta have it. I did a video on this, the gear wrench set. Awesome set. I know some people don't like gear wrench, whatever. This is a great set. Now, if you don't want to pay $100 for the Wera is awesome. I love the Wera, whatever it is. If you want to pay $100 for that, you can get this for like $20. So I don't know what I did a whole video on it. You can look it up in my on my channel, because I don't know what the part number is. I put it in that video. But this is great. You can carry this anywhere. It's like a ball joint separator tool. Put that around your ball joint. You can pull it off. Drill bits. This also got off the Matco truck. It doesn't even say Matco on it anymore. It's just beat up. But, you know, a good hammer. You always need a good hammer. This has been probably the single best investment I have ever made to date. This is just for here at home. I did not have this when I was at the dealership. I bought this off my buddy's truck. It's the Matco MD75. This thing it's $400, but it's worth every single penny. If you do anything at home, you need one of these. This one, it doesn't say on, oh, it does say. So here it has, the reason why this is great, it has live data. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of stuff lately. You know, most things you can just use a multimeter and you can test, you know, because I was having some O2 sensor issues and mass airflow sensor issues. So yeah, you can test those with a multimeter all day, or you can just use live data. You know, plug this right in. It brings up all the live data for the car, tells you every single thing that's going on, you know, the voltages, everything. So I got this one because it does airbags, it does ABS, it does transmission, it does everything. This is a lifesaver, man. I'm telling you, this week alone, I was so happy to have this. I was able to go in and watch the mass airflow sensor, you know, rev the engine, see if it's responding, you know, check the O2 sensors, all that stuff. I mean, it's a, you know, it's a little bit of investment if you're DIY here at your house. Yeah, $400. I mean, maybe your Matco guy has it $350 or $375, but a good scan tool, I mean, a code reader is not going to do anything, honestly. I mean, you can read a code and it could say, oh, you need an O2 sensor. You change the O2 sensor and guess what? The code's still there because it's not the O2 sensor. It's something related to that. And you would never know that unless you have live data. I mean, you're never going to figure it out, honestly. So get yourself a good scan tool. I mean, bite the bullet and just, you know, get one. So it's worth every penny. Really, it really is, honestly. I mean, this is, I was saying, the only Snap-on thing I own. I bought this from a friend of mine, used, because I was in a pinch. My impact broke. This thing's it's been a beast. The only thing is it's really heavy. It's, you know, I have the Matco one. So somewhere I have the Matco one. The one that everybody loves. What is that? I can't remember the part number. I used to know it by heart. It's way lighter than this one. It packs a punch. Yeah, but I got this used because I was in a bind. Had it ever since. It's the only, besides like the yard sale Snap-on stuff that I bought, it's really the only thing that I have that's Snap-on. You need an impact driver too. This one has seen better days. If you don't have an impact driver, you need one. This is for getting like the, you know, brake rotors. When the brake rotors have those screws in the middle and you have to get those screws out, you gotta have an impact driver. This one here I've snapped the bit on. I actually bought this at O'Reilly. I do remember I bought this at O'Reilly. It works. It's beat up. I don't even know. I think maybe Harbor Freight makes one. Of course, you can get one from Matco. It's beat up, but it hasn't failed me yet. So, you know, torque wrench. Should always have a torque wrench. Screw extractors. You probably don't really want to use these very often. If you do break off something, like a bolt, you can drill a hole in the center of that bolt, pound this in there, and it will take it right out. This one's made by a company called KD, USA made. I don't know if that's their part number, 720. I've had these forever as well. Yeah, screw extractor kit. And then the back is so worn out, but it would tell you like what size drill bit you need depending on which one of these you're using. These are kind of a lifesaver, man. These have saved my butt more times than I can remember. Things that I've broken off. So a lot of guys I've seen, I actually did this before I even saw the videos. I did this and then ended up seeing the videos like years later, but I've seen lots of other guys do this. I have this Husky top box that fits under here perfectly. And because it's only 4 drawers, I needed more drawers, so I put this Husky top box in here. And I just have various things in here that I keep. Grinding stuff. test light, and various bits and stuff for my grinder, stuff for the Sawzall. Stethoscope. Stethoscopes, yeah, they come in handy. Every once in a while you get a weird noise. You don't know where it is or where it's coming from. So you can put your stethoscope down in there and hear, soldering iron, hacksaw. You always want kind of various wire brushes to clean things. Is this a Craftsman, I believe? Yeah, this is another Craftsman breaker bar. It's like this sliding like T-handle deal. This thing is a beast, man. Absolute beast, this thing. Nothing was ever going to break this. Ever. 3/4 inch. Yeah. You're never going to break this thing. So. What else? Some mini bolt cutters. And I've got some tin snips. And I've got like big wrenches like this where I was in a situation where I might have got this at like Harbor Freight or somewhere. Well, not Harbor Freight, like O'Reilly or AutoZone. But in a situation where I had like a giant bolt and I just didn't have a wrench for it, so you just go, you go buy what you can, find what you can, And then down here, rivet gun. I got, pickle fork. These are the Toyota, well, not this one. This is a universal, oil filter wrench, spring loaded. These are the Toyota specific ones. If you want a Toyota, and it has the cartridge filter. I've got a bunch of these from over the years. This is an old air ratchet. A Rockford. This thing is super old. They're loud, but they work. Here's another extension for that big 3/4. Huge. An exhaust pipe separator, some rivets, and some Ryobi bits. And then I have the Pittsburgh pry bars here again. You want to go on the Snap-on, you want to pay $100 for a pry bar. I've had these for 15-ish years, and these are the Pittsburgh pry bars. Oh, they actually say Pittsburgh on them. Look at that. I have 3 of them. And then I have, this one's a little bit shorter. Get the ones with if you can find the ones with the striking head on them. This one I hit with a hammer and I split it because it didn't have the striking head on it. This was the impact I was talking about. It kind of took a crap on me. And I ended up getting that blue point. I don't know if I can get it out here. Yeah, so this is an old IR. This is the one that I was using when I got that blue point. It's since been rebuilt. It does work now, but at the time it took a crap. So I got the blue point one until I can get this one fixed. Giant oil filter wrench for diesel trucks. I've done some of that in the past. When you buy that $400 Matco impact socket set, it comes on this cheap plastic rail. So, the rails, I didn't talk about that. I'm sorry. So these are Cobalt. I got these at Lowe's. Both of these trays, $30 each, I think is what they were. So originally I think it was the red one I bought first. Then like a couple weeks later I went back. And then they stopped selling the red. They say don't sell the red anymore. Now they're in blue. So I don't know. So I was thinking I might make one all standard and then one all metric. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet, but that was my thinking since they're 2 different colors. Oh, and then these, I forgot, they're hidden over here. So you want a good mirror. So if you're trying to get, intake bolts or trying to get, spark plugs or whatever, a good, extendable mirror. And then I got magnets. These are Matco extendable magnets. This is a big one, and this is a smaller one. These actually came as a set, so it was the mirror and both magnets. Part number MM32, MM33, and MM31. I don't know if there's a different part number for like the whole set. And this one I got at O'Reilly. This is an O'Reilly one. You need good magnets. You drop things, you got to find them. You know, here's another light. I've got so many lights. Lights everywhere, you know. Adjustable wrench. It's good to have some of these. It's another Craftsman, USA made. Had it forever. You never know when you're going to need an adjustable wrench. Of course, gloves. I've got all kinds of gloves. Those are the Gorilla ones. Those ones are the Grease Monkey. I got those at Home Depot. Those are alright. They're not too bad. I also have these ones from Mechanics. These ones are pretty good too. It's my first time trying these ones. I usually get those, or wherever I'm at, I just grab them. So you always try to have some gloves. I also have. I mean, there's just tools everywhere. So I won't be able to show everything. But this is a good set too. These are all standard. These are the gear wrench 83523 T-handle, and they have the ball on this end and then straight on that end, and it comes in this holder. So these aren't too bad. I mean, they do what they're supposed to do. You can't complain. Spark plug sockets. Forgot to mention those. The rubber's missing out of that one. So, I mean, that's pretty much kind of the tour and the review and the things I've had, things that have broken, things that have not broken. Magnetic parts trays. Make sure you have some of those. Yeah. So I think that's about it. I mean, besides digging around and finding every other tool I own, which there's too many to even list. This is another favorite, real quick. They don't make these anymore. Some people might know. This is back when Ryobi was blue. Back when Ryobi was blue. This thing is another thing that's kind of a beast. It's old. I've had this for a long time. 17 years probably. This is good for, like, you know, oil. It's not the torquiest thing in the world. I mean, it'll take off oil pans and transmission pans, and, you know, it's not going to pull any, you know, lug bolts off or anything like that. But having some kind of cordless drill does come in handy. I'm not a big cordless fan. I mean, I could do a whole video about that too, but I'm just not a big fan of cordless stuff. I am and I'm not. It's a love-hate relationship, I guess. So, but for 7 years, everything that I've showed you here is what I used at Toyota. I mean, there's a few things that aren't here. There was some specialty stuff that I don't have anymore, that I've sold to guys that could actually use it. I just didn't have any, after carrying it around for 10 years or whatever, I just didn't have any use for it. So I ended up just getting rid of it. But for the most part, what's in here, I mean, what you see is what you get. If you're just doing, all day long, you're doing the same thing. I mean, it's change your oil, do a serpentine belt, do a water pump, do a timing belt, spark plugs. You can do it all with this right here. You know, you don't need a $20,000 Snap-on box when you're probably only going to use 20 of those tools in that box every single day. You're going to use the same 20 tools every day. So if you're just starting out, I mean, or if you're not starting out, if you're going to just downsize, whatever it is, you know, let the great debate begin. I mean, I can tell you, this is what I used. I mean, that's it. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. I mean, this is what I tell people all the time, and I figured it was about time to kind of make this video. And so if there's guys out there that want to get tools, I mean, if all of this was, you know, Icon or whatever, who cares? I mean, sockets are sockets. I've never broke any of these. And even if I did, this was back when Sears was still in business. You know, I could just walk into Sears. I think that was it at Lowe's now or whatever. I could walk into Sears and trade it out and get another one, you know. And that's the big thing. It's like, if I break this, can I go get another one the same day? And you can with Harbor Freight, and you know, maybe now you can again with Craftsman now that Lowe's has it, or Home Depot, whoever has it. That's what guys want, you know. They want to know, if this breaks, can I go replace it today? You know, lifetime warranty, can I trade it out? Are you going to do that with one of your big tool trucks? Maybe. If you're a really good customer, they'll do that for you. You know, if you're not a great customer, they might make you wait a whole week. And if you need it right then and there, you're going to kind of be in some trouble. So, you know, just this here, with the exception of the impact sockets being $400, I mean, all of this here is, I mean, if you take these out, this is probably for, you know, a couple $100, $300, whatever. And even back here, I didn't mention, but back there I have just, you know, really big sockets. These are for doing axle nuts and things like that. They probably don't even have a name on them. But most of these came, yeah, these are power built too. So this must be O'Reilly. These must be O'Reilly then. These power built, because this says power built, and I remember buying this at O'Reilly. So that must be O'Reilly. These are all for axles. These are all axle nut sockets. Every one of these is a different axle nut that I ran into. You can see it says right there, axle nut. 32 millimeter axle nut. Power built. Of course the camera's being stupid. Apologize. But yeah. Axle nut, power built. 32 millimeter. These are all axle nut sockets. Here's a 30 axle nut. There it goes. 30 millimeter. The other one was 32. I've done a lot of axle stuff, so I have all those back there. You can get away with all this. I mean, you can pretty much work anywhere with just this. You know, unless you're going to run into something really weird, really specialty. You know, you could go to Harbor Freight, like many guys are doing right now on YouTube. They're walking in there and they're spending $1,000 and getting everything. You know, putting an entire box together, wrenches, sockets, screwdrivers, ratchets, everything, $1,000, maybe even a box. That's all you need. Don't let any service manager or any other person tell you that you can't make a living that way, because you can. So, yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for today. I'm sorry this video ran way long. Hopefully you stick around and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right. Bye, guys.